Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to welcome the Honorable, the great mayor of Chicago, Mr. Johnson. Thank you. Thank you. On behalf of the people of Haiti, I would like to take this opportunity to do a special song that I wrote. It's called Chicago. The name of the song is Chicago, but it's dedicated to Jean-Baptiste Point DuSable. But in French, we say DuSable. So some of you might speak French. You say DuSable. Can you say that? DuSable. See? You try to be fancy. DuSable. I wrote the song when they have the ceremony right there in the front for the unveiling ceremony for the statue. But the song was not able to be known. But we're asking you to evaluate it to see if you like it. After I finish doing the song, if you like it, you can say, yay, I like it. And my name is Raphael Saint-Ville, but they call me Rafo. So if you can Google me and check me out, say put Rafo International Combo, and it'll be all right. Now, are you ready? Chicago. You hear that? Chicago. It's good to know the beauty of your spirit. It's worth to know the color of your roots.
You came from Congo, play your bando, keep on jumping,
moving on. Jean-Baptiste Point DuSable was a man of vision. He built a trading post that became Chicago City.
you welcome the one who comes along, you keep expanding every day.
Now say, Chicago. You can sing. We love you. Say,
We love you,
Sabo. Sabo. Sabo.
we love you.
When the city you step dance every day on the moon of the electric slide, singing the Chicago blues on Michigan Avenue at the Millennium Park, New Navy Pier. Come on, everybody say Chicago. Mr. Mayor, help me. We love you. One more time. DuSable. DuSable. Say DuSable. We love you.
We love you,
I want to go to Michigan City to see all my people.
Chicago.
Come on, sing. Keep on singing. Chicago, city of joy, city of diversity,
Chicago.
city of love. This is our city that the mayor knows better than us. The beautiful city. Don't mess up our city. Say, we love you. We love you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a special rhythm of Haiti called Igbo. The Igbo rhythm is a special rhythm. When you hear it, you feel something. It empowers you. So when my ancestors use it, when we have someone who's pregnant and they play that song and that rhythm, they believe by doing so. The mother might have a birth of 2 babies, and they call it in Haitian language, they call it marasa. Can you say marasa? Say marasa.
Magrasa.
Okay, now there's a song appropriate to it. I'm going to sing it. Say, Marasa ibolele, ibolele, Marasa ibolele. Come on, sing with me. Don't be shy. Marasa ibolele, ibolele, Marasa ibolele. I don't hear you back. Marasa ibolele, ibolele, Marasa ibolele, Marasa ibolele, Marasa ibolele, Marasa ibolele, Marasa. I say Marasa, Marasa ibolele, Marasa ibolele, Marasa ibolele, Marasa ibolele, Marasa ibolele, Marasa ibolele. I say Marasa ibolele, Marasa ibolele, 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 Marasa ibolala, Marasa ibolele, Marasa ibolele, Marasa Ibo Ibo Ibolele 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 Ibolele. Give him a great applause. He did it. He did it. He feel the Haitian beat. Thank you so much. Now we'd like to ask a young lady by the name of. She's gonna do a demonstration already for us. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't have that much time to give you all the rhythms. Tonight, we only give you a little thing, a little taste of it, because the time is up for us. But remember, Ibolele, say, Ibolele, say, Ibolele, say, Ibolele, say, Ibolele, oh, say, Ibolele, Ibolele.
Okay. Bonsoir tout le monde. I'm going to put myself together. This is very nerve-wracking, but I could do it. Okay. Perfect, perfect. So, good evening, Honorable Mayor Brandon Johnson and everyone. My name is Elsie Hector Hernandez. I'm the founder and CEO of the Haitian-American Museum of Chicago, located in the Uptown. The museum's mission is to promote and preserve Haitian art, culture, history, and community in Chicago and beyond. The museum celebrates all Haitians, whether they are here in Chicago, in Haiti, or in the world. Tonight, we uplift Jean-Baptiste DuSable, a Haitian man and the first non-indigenous founder of the city of Chicago. Let's remember that DuSable did not do it alone. It was with the support of his wife, Kitiawa, a Native American. Together, they opened the first trading post at the mouth of the Chicago River. It is with much joy that today the city of Chicago is celebrating the men who left the town of Saint-Marc in Saint-Domingue, currently Haiti, and ended up in the shore of the Chicago River late in the 1700s, where he was welcomed in the home and the hearts of Native Americans. Over nearly 20 years now, Jean-Baptiste DuSable exemplified the life of a successful business entrepreneur who understood the strategic importance of confluence of the Chicago River and Michigan and its connection to the world. A man of character who worked well with his peers and commanded the respect of all those, friends and foes, who dealt with him. The life of a man who enjoyed friendship, the arts, his family, and life itself. Haitians in Chicago and around the world for several decades have joined hands with all those who wanted to tell the story of DuSable. This started with the DuSable International Society in the 1970s, who provided scholarship for the education of Black youth in Chicago. It reached new heights in 2000 with the creation of DuSable Heritage Association, who to this date has worked tirelessly with other groups to promote the historical and cultural legacy of DuSable and to bring life to the vision of late Mayor Harold Washington of creating a DuSable Park. At HAMAC, the Haitian-American Museum of Chicago, we have a 12-lesson curriculum about Jean-Baptiste DuSable, available for the Chicago school system. These lessons teach about various aspects of DuSable, his life and impact on Chicago. We have many great resources on the work and legacy of DuSable through our education program. It is encouraging and refreshing to continue the tradition of honoring DuSable with you, Mayor, office this evening. For in doing so, we are celebrating not only his accomplishment and his life, but also his vision of a place where people of all backgrounds can live in peace, harmony, and prosperity. On behalf of the museum, its board directors, diverse intergeneration staff, and the Chicago Haitian community, I thank you, Mayor Brandon Johnson, and everyone who continued to uplift and support DuSable and what he did for Chicago. Thank you for inviting the museum to be part of this important celebration. Have a pleasant evening. Thank you. And now I will introduce the president of DuSable Heritage Association, Mr. Nicholas Paul.
Hello. Just have 4 hours flying, interesting. Flight delays, 3 hours. And I said, I have to be here. And I'm committed. I made it. I just made it here. I got some water. I'm good. First, I have to thank everyone here, of course. The Cultural Commissioner, which has been working alongside with the mayor. But I have a special thank you for Honorable Mayor Johnson. I've been involved in DuSable Heritage for close to 10 years. And I say that not because I'm here, and I think I mentioned that to him one-on-one. I've never seen a mayor of this great city take the time to acknowledge what our great DuSable has done, has contributed in the city of Chicago. And that I give you a hand. We thank you. Come on, give him a hand for that. I feel better saying that in front of you now, but the first time I told him one-on-one. I appreciate all he has done. So that being said, continue a great job. We thank you. Our great founder, the city of Chicago, Jean-Baptiste Point DuSable. I was involved with St. Jude Children's Hospital for years. And a good friend of mine reached out and said, hey, you can do that for your ancestor. I'm like, who? They said, DuSable. I'm like, who the heck is DuSable? My dear friend, Dr. Pierre-Louis, gave me a book. I should never have read it, but I'm glad I did. From the time I read the book, I'm like, I have to be involved. So I started as a sample member. Actually, I started as a donor. And then I became a member. And to my surprise, they said, you want to be the president? I'm like, are you guys serious? So I was doing just fine. But I love the story. This is something I grew up in Haiti, never heard of DuSable. Even my time, 40 plus years in the US, never heard. But that story is so fascinating to have someone with a vision from Haiti. We're talking about the 1700s, coming from Mississippi, St. Louis, Chicago, and find the love of his life, which is Kitiawa. You can't write a better script than that. And turn the city to one of the biggest hubs in the US. For those of you who doesn't know, for years, Chicago has been one of the top hubs in the US. No matter what you hear, they tell you, please read. Like I always tell people, don't believe everything I told you. The Chicago History Museum is one of them. The public libraries too. All those are documented that you can find out. But interestingly, people in Chicago sometimes they're like, oh, we didn't know about this. I'm like, the History Museum is one of the greatest places I discovered in Chicago. I would sit like 2, 3 in the morning. The fascination is when you find one story and you got another one. Oh, thank you. You find one story and you dig, you find something else. And I think it's amazing. Chicago offers all those. And I'm so happy now how tourist department starts seeing the value of DuSable. I sit down a year ago, I talked to one of our great friends, which is a mutual friend. I said, Glenn, we don't promote DuSable with our tourism. I said, what's the first thing we do when we go somewhere on vacation? We find out the history, places to visit. I said, people coming to Chicago, they have no idea they have a great, founder. And to my surprise, a couple of months ago, I was so happy. They sent me a billboard that Choose Chicago created. For the first time, they have DuSable picture on that tourist promotion billboard. Give it. So, just like our mayor, our attorney general, we should be embracing what we have in Chicago. And I love when he said the city was founded under DEI, which is true. So you can't go outside of that. And no matter where he said, no one says anything. He said it in Congress, he said it on TV, no one denied, because it's true. The city was founded. What a beautiful story. You have a Haitian guy, which is Saint-Domingue, it was called back then. His father was French, come to Chicago, married a Native American. I mean, you're talking about a mutt. I mean, seriously. So it's a beautiful story. We need to share it. Please promote it. Tell people, go on social media. It is a beautiful story, and I'm glad you're part of it. Thank you, including the Cultural Affairs Commissioner. So I made it. I'm glad. This is the most $700 I ever spent. That I love it. Because it costs, and I'm returning tonight. It cost me $693 ticket. And I determined to make it here because I flew. Oh, I love doing it, trust me. I wish the flights were on time. So, but I appreciate you guys. This is a great crowd. We need to do this more often. First time a mayor, when his office called and said, oh, Mr. Paul, the mayor is, you know what, I'm thinking, oh, I want to see the mayor. That's great. I said, no. He's honoring DuSable legacy. I'm like, what? I said, I have to be there. So whoever your team is, I was shocked. I'm like, that's not his anniversary. It's not, I'm like, I'll take it. So I called my board, and I'm pretty sure most of them are here. The board of DuSable Heritage, come on. This is a great honor. We should applaud it. And gathering here together, so I'm pretty sure at the end of this evening, we're going to explore this little time that he took the time to put together. But the air conditioner is not working, but I'm okay. Thank you, Honorable Mayor. And especially Kim, which is part, of the Commission of the Cultural Affairs, because you can't do all those without their help. Thank you, Kim, for explaining to me, walk me through the process. I'm like, what is this? It's all about? So she did a real good job. Thank you, and I'm proud to make it.
Thank you. Really honored to be here. Good evening. I want to thank the mayor for taking the time to acknowledge the first non-native permanent settler of our city. I want to thank Commissioner Clinay and the good folks at DK's for putting this on. And when I was asked to speak, I started thinking about what I wanted to say. And the first thing I thought of is, sometimes sadly in Chicago, it takes us a little while to get it right, but we always get it right. Chicago had this scourge called restrictive racial covenants, and then a black Chicago lawyer named Earl B. Dickerson got it right. Chicago had this terrible thing called redlining, and then a bunch of folks on the west side, the mayor says that's the best side, they filed a class action lawsuit, and they got it right. And so that's in our heritage and in our origin. Right, the first permanent settler, other people came to Chicago, but we had this thing called winter. And they was like, oh, hell no, I'm getting out of here. No, thank you. First person to permanently stay, though, is John Baptiste Point DuSable and his amazing indigenous wife, Kitihawa. And when we talk about their legacy, I'm reminded of what this black dude in Chicago is doing right now. What DuSable does for our country is he allows for businessmen to take the Erie Canal to the Great Lakes, and then the Great Lakes through this portage that we call Chicago, and then connects them to the Mississippi River, which opens up western expansion for our nation. Now, that all looks good on the map, but you have to ask yourself, is it safe for me to do? And you know what John Baptiste Point DuSable proved for the French that were here, and the Spanish that were here, and the English that were here, and the American, this newly starting thing called America? He proved that that route was safe. It reminds me today when people call me and say, hey bro, can I come visit Chicago, is it safe? I be like, hey bro, it's a black dude in charge, it's hella safe. And it's been, it was so safe, DuSable makes this place so safe that the American government, directly across the street where the London House is today, establishes Fort Dearborn. You don't invest your money and your time and your engineering in a space that's not safe. And it is John Baptiste Point DuSable who makes this space. And it is him who's connecting us culturally. I lead historical tours, and I was honored that the Haitian-American Nurses Association wanted to ride on the bus with me. And so I'm showing them, yeah, right on. So, of course, I have to take them to America's oldest independent Black History Museum that happens to be named in honor of Chicago's founder, the John Baptiste Point DuSable Black History Museum and Education Center, and they love that space, right? Keeping that heritage alive. And I took them to the Ebony and Jet building to show them a black man that was the first black man to appear in Forbes magazine. But about the fifth stop, this nurse stands up. She says, my brother. I say, yes, ma'am, because, you know, aunties, whether they Haitian, Ghanaian, or African-American, don't play. So I say, yes, ma'am. She said, where are we from? I say, y'all from Haiti. She said, where is the founder of Chicago from? I say, he's from Haiti. She said, so that means we know how to pronounce his name probably, huh? I say, yes. She said, you are burning my ears. It's DuSable, DuSable. Do not say DuSable anymore, DuSable, right? And it was in that cultural moment that even I learned the correct pronunciation. But it was all told to me in love, but it's this individual that brings cultures together. And again, we should honor that. There's also another name that I want to drop on us Chicagoans. Her name is Miss Annie Oliver. Starting in 1926, she was the head of what was then the DuSable Remembrance Society. And it was her who took the time, DuSable. You see how they get on you? You know what I mean? I'm just a brother from the South Side. I don't always pronounce it right, but you know what I'm trying to say. Don't be messing with me. So she starts this heritage in his honor because the city would not acknowledge this man. They wouldn't acknowledge him so much that when Wendell Phillips catches fire and we have to build a new high school, the new high school is called New Phillips. They ain't gonna even give it the man's name. It was the community that fought to change the name of that high school on Wabash to DuSable, right? But Ann Oliver took the time to write the good people in Haiti and have them go through the historical records, and that's how we proved where he was born. And then she had the French folks go through their records, and that's how we found that Catholic wedding in Cahokia. And she was a bad sister from the south side of Chicago that wanted to make sure that heritage was passed on. So I want to make sure that we acknowledge her today. And yes, I encourage you all to please come to the DuSable Museum, where we are doing our best to carry that legacy of founding and elevation and innovation in our city. But you can also make sure that you say that everywhere you go. I look in the room and I see people like George Daniels, I see Mama Pat, I see Perry Armour, I see so many people who are fighters of Chicago. You let them know that we got that fighting spirit from a Haitian brother that started our city. There's a lot of places you can go to learn about him. I hope you do go to the Haitian Heritage Museum here. You can also pull up to a place called Leor's on Halsted Street, eat you some Haitian food, check out the mural. The best thing we can do for that community is to continue to treat it like what they are, a part of Chicago. And now I have the pleasure of introducing somebody that I absolutely love, despite the fact that he liked the Cubs, which is very, very weird to me, you know. I remind him all the time that the only reason you like the Cubs is because your grandpa was listening to WGN in the garage that day. If he ain't had any other station, that's it. That's the only other reason, right? But we all should be proud of the job that he is doing on behalf of our city. And as a person who takes, you know, humbly tens of thousands of people across this city year in and year out, we can feel the work that's being done by your administration. I ain't supposed to say this, my boss is in here, I'm getting in trouble. I just took 48 white people from the suburbs of Nebraska to O Block to talk about gentrification in history, and they were safe because we in his city. Please welcome our mayor, Brandon Johnson.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. And thank you to our brother Dilla for your impeccable work to continue to make sure that our story in this amazing city is told. And to all of the leaders, the community that is here today, I'm grateful that I see a couple of our alders in the room. Mana Hoppenworth of the 48th Ward. Are you still here, Lenny? Let's give Lenny a round of applause. Thank you. And to the chair of our finance committee, the 3rd Ward Alderwoman, Chairwoman Pat Dow. To all of the guests on this incredible evening, I want to welcome you and thank you for joining us on this special celebration for the individual who established this fine city, Jean-Baptiste Point DuSable. So I got a lot of work to do. I got to make sure that people pronounce DuSable's name right. Jules. The Sears Tower. But this is an incredible story. And I'm grateful, though, that there was some recognition that this is not just about the Haitian community. This is about the people of this city. It's about our globe. And I'm grateful that Kristen Reynolds is here from Choose Chicago, and Choose Chicago recognizes that you don't come to the dopest city in America without first hearing about Jean-Baptiste Point DuSable. So thank you, Kristen, for that. And we are celebrating really the resiliency of the welcoming spirit that we've established in this city a long time ago. I'm grateful that we have Charles Smith here from World Business Chicago. Thank you for your leadership, sir. And you know, look, long before Chicago was a globally renowned city, long before the invention of the skyscrapers and, of course, the Chicago Cubs. Thank you, the two fans in here. Listen, at least we playing tomorrow, Sox fans. Just saying. We got at least 2 more games. But you know, the man who established this city, he saw the potential in this land. He made a home at the mouth of the Chicago River, along, of course, with his wife from the Potawatomi Nation, Kitihawa. And they built a thriving settlement that welcomed traders and travelers and families from around the world. He said from the very beginning that the city of Chicago will always be a business-friendly city, and that it will be centered around the love story of what I believe is the greatest story to be ever shared between a Black Haitian immigrant and a Potawatomi woman. I can't think of a more dynamic duo to ultimately become the first Black family of the city of Chicago. And the prime location that he chose laid the groundwork for our city to become the nation's 3rd largest city in America. And DuSable was a pioneer. He was not just a pioneer from the physical sense, but building the first permanent settlement in Chicago. But it was really about his vision about what community can be. That this is why it's important that we establish our roots on good ground. Because when the winds come and when the rain falls, we will not be tossed to and fro from the different doctrines that try to divide us. And even as there is an attempt to divide this city now, aren't you glad that our city was built on a firm foundation by a black man? Because what he did was he built relationships with people across cultures and languages, and he laid the groundwork for Chicago's spirit of inclusivity. His story reminds us of a couple of things. Number one, his story reminds us that Chicago will always be a city for immigrants. It's why people from around the globe come to Chicago. I don't think it's ironic, I think it's prophetic that a black Haitian immigrant opened up the doors for immigrants from around the globe to call Chicago their home. See, Chicago was shaped by the people from around the world because we chose to invest in their labor, their ingenuity, and their hopes into this land. Let me be clear. We will always value and stand up for Chicago's immigrant communities. Because this story reminds us that Chicago has always been a diverse city. We were founded again by this Haitian man and a Potawatomi woman, and since that establishment, we've continued to open up our arms to people and cultures from around the globe. We have continually strengthened the diversity of our communities by always being a welcoming city. I actually find it to be that much more prophetic that the Welcoming City Ordinance, that baton was passed on to Mayor Harold Washington, who declared us to be a welcoming city over 40 years ago, because black people always know the assignment. You can build better, stronger, safer communities through the lens of black liberation, because through the lens of black liberation, we don't leave anybody out. It's the diversity that makes us strong. It's why Chicago is truly home. And finally, our brother's story reminds us that Chicago has many strengths. It's the waterways that made DuSable's trading posts a successful for so many different entities to come through our city. It connects the beauty and the bolster of our city. Our city exists today because of that understanding. It's the entrepreneur spirit that DuSable possesses that provides evidence that throughout Chicago and so many different communities where local businesses and thriving industries can continue to grow. In fact, we are the most diverse economy in this country because of what was established here. The bravery and determination exhibited by DuSable is still a part of Chicago's soul. And we honor him. We honor him in our museums, our monuments, along Jean-Baptiste Point, DuSable Lakeshore Drive. And we honor him today with our gathering, enjoying all the local performers and the food, and we embody that spirit that was established here a long time ago. But perhaps the best way that we can honor his life and legacy is by carrying out and moving the legacy forward. Let us fight to ensure that Chicago will always be the kind of city that anyone can call home, plant roots in, and thrive. Let us ensure that Chicago is the kind of city where immigrants and diverse communities are protected, honored, and included in every facet of life. We can stand up for our immigrant community and push for reparations all at the same time. This zero-sum game is no longer the game of the day today. And so let us follow his example. Let's be brave, let's be determined, let's be bold. Let's make sure that we're building a brighter future. Thank you to everyone that is here today, that has made this day possible. And thank you for participating in this celebration. I do want to give a special thanks to our D-Case Commissioner, Clene Hedspeth. Thank you. Of course, to our Consul General who is here today. Mr. Consul General Manuel, thank you for being here, sir. Now let us look to our community partners who embody the inclusive, resilient spirit that we fought for collectively to ensure that posterity can live to see the day that we ultimately put into effect. And so God bless you all, and I believe the best way that we can ultimately honor the man who established this city. I don't know about you, but don't you think the city of Chicago deserves a DuSable Day? No, hold on a second. I mean, I'm talking about a day where people from all backgrounds can come to Chicago and celebrate the establishment of this city. I'm talking about parades. I'm talking about activity. I'm talking about making sure that the world knows that this love story that was brought to you by a black man and a Potawatomi woman can be the love story that unites this nation once and for all. God bless you all. God bless DuSable. God bless the greatest city in the world, the city of Chicago. Happy DuSable Day. Happy DuSable Day.